Hi. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I think I forgot to change the latency settings here, so we might have a little bit of an extra delay. Sorry. So, hi, everyone. Welcome in. Oh, I hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. Hump day. Is it cold where you are, Keith?
You know, I'm so glad you asked. It's not cold. We'll dive right into it. I'll just explain real quick if I have the floor for a few seconds. You can hear me right, okay? Okay. So, no, it's not cold. It was brought to my attention that a couple of disgusting women wanted to see more of my body. And they were discussing, my arms, my kitschy muscles. They wanted to see more of it. And I decided from that that I was going to bundle up a little bit. We were going to play a game. So Ku plus Christina, with all your wonderful, awesome connections, your ability to find people, which is unrivaled. No one does it better than you. I figured you might be able to find Erica Norris and get her to come on into the chat. And everything that Erica tells us that she did while working the Delphi case, for everything she tells us, I will remove one article of clothing. Because these disgusting hogs want to see more skin. We're going to make them earn it.
We got a strip show going on.
Absolutely.
Gentlemen.
And what doesn't count is if, Michael Osbrook comes into the chat and starts being very, very kind to Erica, which she has been much more kind to her than any of them have ever been. So Osbrook covering her tracks, not going to count. If you want to see the 213 tattoos, if you want to see the track marks, you got to earn it. And joke's on you, there's no track marks on my arm because I shoot heroin through my neck. I'm a professional.
Oh, that.
So, yeah.
I happen to know that takes fucking skill.
Right. But and it could be anything. It could be, if Erica Norris wants to come in and tell us that she got Matt Hoffman a nice cup of coffee, that counts, right? Mm-hmm. If she supplements that and says that she got it with 1 cream and 2 sugars, which is how he likes it, I'll count that as 2. Okay, then we'll start getting undressed here. But until then, no kitschy muscles. I was gonna put on a glove or some gloves, but I was frying some bacon. Got up on my hand. I made a big ordeal about it. I sent a lot of you pictures, so no gloves for me. But everything's on the table. Erica, come on in and tell us what you did. I doubt you're even gonna get these authentic Macho Man Randy Savage glasses off me.
You're giving Macho Man energy right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. No, this is amazing. This is really fun. I know they're watching. So guys, if you really want to play, But we must also warn you, Eric Norris, I've got your number. I know what's up. I know some shit. So
yeah, just come in and tell us what you did. That's all you got to do. And then
it has to be true.
It has to be verifiable. So, this is going to be slowly me getting naked because you disgusting women want to see my arms. Yeah.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, if anyone has contact with her and wants to tell her the game we have going on and come on in.
Yeah. I think Ku Klux Christina she's very good at finding people. So I'm sure,
she'll dox the right person eventually.
Yeah. Some poor girl in like South Carolina somewhere is, probably getting swatted right now. But, I'm also DB despite not sounding like him at all. And I'm also Delphi Doc. So
DB gives good voice.
DB has a much better voice than me. I have this like nasally, borderline Canadian voice.
I'm nasally too, though, so it's okay. Oh, I bet you guys love listening to us.
Yeah, DB's got the perfect like PR voice. We love the PR guys and gals. Okay, sorry, not trying to be distracted. We have a lot of important content to get to.
We love the fun.
But
there is a serious point to tonight's show, however.
Yeah, other than it being hot in here.
Yeah. I hope you have your AC on, bro.
Oh yeah, well no, we're good. Yeah, that was the other thing. Like I was wearing sleeves because it's fucking January and February, dude. Anyways, no more digress.
Okay, so the serious part of tonight's show is, and it was kind of perfect because on my Twitter posted about this show tonight, and a guilter actually replied to it. You remember seeing that one?
I did. The crazy one.
PC Pete something. I
think that's a Tom Webster alt account because like the thing those two have in common is like everyone likes to hide on these trails. Everyone likes to hide.
It might be him. Let's show everyone. Hold on.
Okay. I agree.
What we're talking about, guys. You know what the hell we're talking about here. Oh, hey, me and my Twitter. Guys, follow me. So I had a post about tonight's show, and it stated, I think it's time I finally have my own say on the reintroduction of the three girls, yada, yada. This person, maybe Tom Webster, said he saw the four girls, only said three, as one probably behind the other, smaller, etc. He was walking fast, so he probably missed one. So again, we've got a case of disappearing people. Think thin. Someone just stood behind someone in the perfect manner and just poof, disappeared. Poof. But as a lot of you fellow cranks may know, this has kind of been my the area about Rick Allen's trial and case and all of this that I'm obsessed with. It's like my little corner of the Delphi world. Some people have the phone data, some people have coordinates. I'm like, let's talk about the three girls he saw. Because my feeling has always been, from day one of getting into this case, if we could figure out who the three girls he actually saw were, hi, Sleuthy, if we could figure out who he actually saw, then that would prove his timeline, how he explained his day, and it would also explain why, gee, when Rick Allen is interrogated, he sure seems to be telling the truth and being honest. Right? It does to me. So, first, I want to take a little mini detour before we get on my presentation. And I just want to show this to you guys. What it's going to be is basically just random clips from people being interrogated who actually ended up being guilty.
Had a wheel on it, or does it slide back? His little revolver. What did it look like?
It was like a revolver, huh? No, it was
What color was it? Was it black, shining?
black,
Okay. Was it like a shiny black or like a dull black like this?
shiny,
You got like a high gloss finish. What did the handle look like?
It just had a little wood handle.
Mm-hmm. When did you buy that training?
Probably about a week or week and a half ago.
Okay. Why did you buy it?
I just bought one in general. It is a dangerous apartment complex, kind of. There's people out there who look like they're on you.
So home protection, self-protection. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. And you said you bought that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right. Now, then that was it, just a shotgun and .22 revolver.
Yeah.
Did the revolver have a name? Do you remember the name of it?
The what?
The gun, did it have a name on it?
I don't remember it.
You don't know the name. You just got it for protection, that was it. Where did you keep it at?
I did keep it up on the top shelf.
Where do you keep it at now?
I already resold it.
Who you sold it to?
I sold it to somebody who was like 40 years old.
Just a random person, or did you sell it to somebody you knew?
An old buddy of mine.
I'm not trying to jam them up. Just, who? On Saturday. I know that you didn't stay with your brothers because I talked to James today. I talked to Kevin today. Okay? I'm not trying to jam you. Listen. I'm not trying to jam you up. But we know more. Okay? You know that we know. We didn't just show up for you for no reason. We didn't just show up for Nadia for no reason. Okay? We're not here to jam you up. I understand that stuff happens. Sometimes good people get put in bad situations by other people. I think Kenny put you in it. So, how old are you?
20.
So when I was 20, my girl goes back around her ex.
Trust me, I'm not.
That ain't cool, though. But that ain't cool, though, right? Alright. So you were thinking she was at the apartment, but obviously she was not at the apartment, right?
Right.
Okay. So, back to your cousin Kevin that we were talking about earlier. You said you bought a gun from him in the past. What kind of gun did you buy?
What kind? Like,
The guns that you bought from him?
I'm not trying to get my cousin in trouble, man.
Yeah, we ain't worried about that. This is like a little league. It's just a gun, man. You can actually sell and buy guns. And, I mean, it's as long as you're not doing it as a business.
Yeah.
No, that's not what we're here for. So what kind of guns did you buy from you?
I bought a shotgun from him before, but I was already 18, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Bought, let's see, a pistol from him.
Where did you buy it? What kind of pistol?
It was a 20, or 20, the smaller.
22?
Yeah.
So it was a 22?
I'm about to sink in the mirror, and me and the black nigga was standing right here, and I was standing right here. And so that's why I said he wasn't pointing and it nowhere. It was just like he was holding it, and I'm like looking, trying to see what he doing. And then it's just like, I don't know, just bah! You know, it went off. Like, you feel me? I ain't see nobody pull no trigger.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? I didn't pull no trigger. It's just like, I don't know, the gun went off. You just heard a pop. Once you heard it, you feel me? Everybody just like, my air is blue in the bathroom.
Yeah, it usually happens like in a small room with like that.
Yeah, so, you know, it's close, so everybody just like, you know, it got like, for a couple minutes, like, bah! You know, like, if you hear a gun sound, like, it's just like, everybody in the room just got quiet, like if you was to get in the wreck or whatever.
Cause your brain's trying to process what's going on.
Yeah, like, you know, we just laughing, kicking it, something just, you feel me? That's like somebody, you laughing, and somebody just hit you in your face, and you just like, you know, trying to figure out what's going on. So it happened, like, if I just started moving and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, you feel me? But then when I looked at night, I ain't see no blood, but I just heard, so then everybody run out the bathroom, and she was like, and stuff, but I started seeing blood, like, you feel me, on the floor for real. It got serious. So everybody just like moving around the apartment, so I'm like, y'all can't leave her, like, y'all can't leave her, y'all can't leave her, y'all can't leave her, so shit. Him, he just not walking in. He was not even on scene.
Who's that?
TJ. He was not on scene.
And then you said about 6 o'clock is when you got up. Yeah, it's 6. But
Tell me the events about that and what woke you up, or
literally him jumping on my head, the baby jumping on my head is what physically made me realize I'm already late. I need to get up, get moving, and ran to the hall bath, and then I ran into the kitchen to get the boys something to drink. Gave them that. They're following me, and I told Chase that Daddy's alarm's going off again, as usual. And he's hollering, Daddy, turn it off. And I'm going, Keith, turn off your alarm. And I got to the little foyer, like by our bedroom, and I told Chase, I said, it's cold in here. And that's when I saw the back door open, which is the, I guess you'd say side door, not really the back door. And so all I did was go into the room, turn on my lamp, and I just slammed the door shut. And when I turned around, I realized the gun cabinet was open and there were no guns inside of it. And so then I screamed at Keith to tell him that his guns were not in the gun cabinet, that he needed to get up. And the boys were already in the bedroom. Cade was crawling up on my hope chest that's by my bed, and all I did was tell him to get down because I could hear the noise, however you wanted. Sorry.
it's just
We just got rid of it, trying to find ways to save money. So, and that.
God was there. Matthew, what happened there that day? He didn't go over there to kill Tom and Nancy's grandchild. Something happened. And once that ball's in motion, sometimes you just can't. It's too late. She may have sparked it by something she said, something she did. Is that what happened, Matt? Matt, your silence. Stephanie.
Throughout this hours-long interaction, the detectives do most of the talking. But eventually, Plody does say something which sets off Detective Brian Ketter.
if you're to this point, why am I not under arrest?
We want your side of the story. And I'm not going to lie to you, Matt. The longer we talk, the more I think that you planned this thing out months ahead of time. And you went over there Monday to kill her, but you didn't have the balls to do it, so you left. And you called off sick, and you went back Wednesday, and you finished what you couldn't do on Monday. And now they're both dead. So if this is not a mistake, and if you're not sorry for killing your kid, then I think you got rid of a mistake that happened 9 months ago. If this isn't a mistake and you're not sorry for doing this to your own son, then you planned this out ahead of time, and you meant to do this.
Is that what happened, Matt? Did I plan to hurt her? Yeah. No.
This time, the tactic that's taken by law enforcement is we want you to confess. You are clearly the target of our investigation. There is no good cop in the room now.
When it got dark, like 8 or 9. So.
I want to make sure we're on the same page. So you said you're getting home at 8 or 9 p.m. on Saturday night.
Correct.
Surveillance video from Luke Air Force Base, though, provides a very different timeline.
Having that surveillance video was probably one of the first holes in his story that she could latch onto and confront him with.
There definitely are some inconsistencies that I'm seeing, from your story to what I already know. So first of all, the time that you got back that night. So what if I told you that the time that you came in the gate that morning was 6:53 in the morning?
Would not guess it was that late.
That's a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
No, you came back to base the next day, 7 in the morning. We have tape of you going through the front gate at Luke Air Force Base. We have surveillance tape of you walking up to your barracks room right after that.
So how do you explain that?
I stopped and slept in the car. On the way back, I had trouble staying awake. Tried to stop and sleep multiple times, but couldn't really sleep. It was cold.
I just want to slow it down here because I can tell you're getting, a little nervous or whatever, but again, all I ask is that you tell me the truth.
Understood.
All right, so
If there's anything that before you kept from me that now is going to come out, now would be the time. So again, you saying that you came home at even 2 in the morning compared to almost 7 in the morning, that's almost 5 hour difference.
Correct. I understand.
Okay.
Well, I probably stopped and slept in the vehicle longer than I thought. I came in later than I thought.
Okay.
Then I remembered.
I'm just going to ask you straight. Were you involved with Sasha Krause's homicide?
No, ma'am.
Did you abduct Sasha Krause?
No, ma'am.
Did you know somebody who did?
No, ma'am.
Did you know anything about her leaving that church?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you kill Sasha Krause?
No, ma'am.
Do you know who killed her?
No, ma'am.
Alright. So, from what you're saying, you know nothing at all about Sasha Krause being abducted, killed, nothing about her case.
Correct.
The reason I ask is, again, we talked earlier, you're Mennonite, or you grew up Mennonite, so I wondered if maybe you've ever encountered her anywhere?
No, we didn't have anybody with that last name back in our community.
We have a detective talking to Sam right now.
Sam is one of Mark Gooch's brothers.
Sam's telling us some stuff.
Fucking Sam. Never trust a Sam. Fucking Sam. So, guys, the purpose of all that was, I know it was like scattered and great editing job. I was doing this at work today. I apologize. It was like, the point of that was to show some different examples of people that ended up being guilty and how their demeanor during interrogation was, because, and I feel like I got some different examples, right? I got like the nervous, like really talkative, got a whole story in every detail, and like then the person who just doesn't say anything. And then, you know, I just wanted to watch a little of that so you guys get a look at some examples of people being interrogated that ended up truly being guilty, okay? And the reason for that is, in order to attack the timeline, I need to go back to Rick's full story of that day and where he went and what he did.
I wanted to, they had a training position, a managerial training position. I told them I didn't want to do that anymore. Long story short, and put in the transfer back, and like I said, I'm 16, I'm going to say around 16, 17, somewhere.
All right. Well, managing is kind of hard sometimes, I understand. Was there a particular reason why you didn't stay in management, or?
Tired of it, the bureaucracy, just not really being about taking care of the customer. It's more about hitting this number on this spreadsheet and that number on that spreadsheet, and then you're getting a call every 15 minutes if you didn't hit this number on this spreadsheet, and none of them really help you take better care of the customer. I mean, you spend your time managing scorecards, and I just had enough of it. Sure. I was just tired of it.
Sure, okay. Let's see, so from where we're at right now, I think probably, can you help us understand what was going on Monday, February the 13th? You kind of tell us what you were doing that day and every the day the girls were on the trail.
Okay.
Yeah.
I went over to my mom's in Peru, Mexico, earlier in the day. I think my mom had hip surgery back then or something, but regardless, my wife was working, so I went over there and spent I spent the morning with them. My sisters come over and they were going to go eat lunch and stuff, and I wasn't about that, so I went home. And I remember it was a fairly warm day, or warmer than normal, so I think I just put a jacket on and went back out to the trails. Usually we had when we go, walked down to High Bridge and walked back and walked down the other side and come back. I mean, it wasn't a ritual, but I remember walking down to the bridge. The times, it was, I left my mom's, it was probably around 11:15. So I think I would have been out there, because I didn't do anything else. It would have been around noon, I thought, is when I was out there. Walked down to High Bridge. Always went out just a little ways, not all the way. Went out a little ways and watched the fish. See if I seen any fish down there, because I like fishing. And walked back and sat on the, when you turn around and go down the other fork, there's a bench that overlooks, and sat there for a few minutes and walked down the, walked back out and left.
Okay. Anything else you remember? Where was you parked your car at?
Said there was, the big parking lot wasn't there at the time, right?
Oh, you mean which one?
Like where the bridge is at, there's a, I don't think it was there. So there's a, if you went over behind, there's a back road that went up, and there was a bridge, not the main bridge. There was a smaller bridge where you could park there, or you could park over on the other side. And I remember I didn't park over there where the, it's a farmer's entrance or something. I remember I didn't park there because I had told him something about, there were a couple vehicles there when I left, so I parked somewhere, either parked over on the bridge side, or there used to be a little building there, I could have parked there. There was a trail. Until they got the whole thing done.
Okay.
When you're talking about the bridge, just so I'm clear, you're talking about that big blue bridge, the Freedom Bridge or whatever that goes over the highway?
Well, that's the big blue bridge, but before that was there was a, if you're going out of town, you would take the road that I think is where the park is. It veers off, it winds off this way, and there's a road, the first road you come, well, I don't know if it's the first road, but there's a road that takes off to the right, and there's houses, and then it just kind of turns into a lane, and there was a small bridge up there before, I mean, I think it's still there if you were...
Like the one, okay, so you're talking about the one-lane bridge kind of that goes over the street?
It wasn't used. It wasn't a bridge that was used, I guess is what I'm saying. It was just, there was a parking area up there that you could park in.
Okay.
And that's where people used, that's where quite a few people would park before they, I mean, now there's a nice parking space, but before it was either you parked there or you parked over in the farmer's thing, and I mean, at one point they had it marked that they didn't want you parking there, so it, and I know it wasn't over there, because I told them something about some cars that were there, so I would have been parked up on the bridge side of things, I guess is what I'm saying.
I guess it won't happen.
So this is kind of an overview of the area. So obviously this is the Blue Bridge here over the Hoosier Heartland Highway.
Okay.
Yeah, and so can you mark on where you think you parked at? Good.
Show me the Blue Bridge again.
Blue Bridge, here's the Hoosier Heartland Highway. Here's Main Street. The road that comes out from downtown goes out onto Heartland. And here's the Andersons. I think that's going to be their fertilizer plant. And down there's their...
So that's the Blue Bridge. I mean, it's right there. It would have been over in here somewhere probably.
Well, that's one of the parking areas. Okay, and then I used
or it would have been, there was a old buildings over.
This map was taken, and this is the building that was on the bridge, the trail side of the bridge.
Okay.
So down at
this way, I think you went down this way, and
it is now Miller Park and Trailhead parking.
That's right. And then there's a building right there that you can see it.
Okay. So it would either have been there or there.
Correct, Classic. Off the map.
Which way do you think you would have traveled to get to this building that particular day?
Hey guys, I just wanted you to know we are gonna go back through this with graphics, so don't worry.
Just that way it loops around. I don't know the names of the roads or anything. I mean, I can show you where I drove, but it just on the way the road that goes out, it's basically the same way that you get to this one, except no, it's further up, and you go down, and it like comes down and goes around somewhere and comes over on the other side.
Okay, very good. Okay. Was it ever an occasion where you might have gone to the park another way? Did you go out here very often, I should ask?
Not, like, I wouldn't say often. I mean, we go out, we may go once a month, we may go twice in 1 week. I mean, it was just kind of one of those where when we felt like walking the trail, we'd go. I mean, I would say we visited it regularly. During the summer months, we didn't really go out there much in the winter. We may have gone on a time or two, but...
Right, okay. So was it ever something, was there ever a time that you guys took another path to get out there besides going around this way, or do you remember anything like that?
I mean, I think there's a way if you go past where you park the farmer's entrance that I was telling you about.
I think it's down here. There's an entrance across from a residence that's a farmhouse. Does that make any sense?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I know that there's a way that winds around, and you can eventually get back to 200 or whatever road it is. We're off of 200 North, I think it is. It comes out somewhere down there, but we only did that. I think we found that by accident one time. We thought we'd go that way and try to get back, and it was we eventually came out that way somewhere.
Okay.
But no, I wouldn't. If we were going to go there, we would go down through town and.
Okay, good to know. All right. So let's talk more about what you remember doing that day, remember seeing that day.
Okay.
You gave an account to the officer who talked to you. And do you remember how that was prompted, how that happened, that you happened to talk to the officer?
I don't remember if it was the next day or a couple days, but shortly after they were asking for anybody that was there to come in. So I went down. I got home from work and my wife said, they want to talk, because I had obviously told her that I was there. And she said they want to talk to anybody that was down there, may have any information. I don't have much, but I obviously will go down. So we went down to the sheriff's station, and I don't remember who it was, came out and talked to me and said that he would get my name and information. And then I was driving downtown for something, and I know that, remember he called me when I was in the car because I pulled over and talked to him. It was a DNR officer, and he asked me if I could come down and talk there, or if I want to meet somewhere. And I don't remember how or why. I think they were really busy, obviously, crowded probably. So I was heading down to, it was the Save-A-Lot parking lot down there, and I told him I would just meet him there if that was okay. So he came down, we talked. He looked at my phone, took my phone information, and I think he got some, we took the battery out and everything, and he got information off of us. So that's pretty much it. And I mean, I gave him the account. Forgive me, I mean, it's been years, and I thought about it a lot. As time goes on, it's, like I said, I think I was there probably around noon. It could have been a little before noon or a little after noon. Walked down, back an hour, so probably 1:30, 1:45, depending on exactly what time it was that I got there that day. I just remember walking down the trail, and I had told him that when I was approaching the trailhead, I guess is what I'd call it, there was 3 girls walking off the trail, and I just remember it looking like one of them was probably watching, not babysitting, but watching the other 2 because they looked a little younger, and they looked very similar. similar. I don't know if they were sisters or whatever, but the other one didn't necessarily. But I remember seeing them walking off the trailhead, and I didn't really see anybody. I walked down, like I said, I look at the water, I walked back, and I said, walked behind me, I guess, that bench that overlooks the creek bed and all that. And I remember telling him when I left, I remember there being, I think there was 2 vehicles down there on that farmer's entrance that I told you about. And that's why I know I didn't park there, because obviously I wouldn't recall seeing cars there if I parked there.
The farmer's interest, are we still talking about this area here, or is there some other location here?
There's a pull-in, like right next to the trail is all I can tell you. There's a pull-in right next to the trail, and a trail actually leads up to the trail.
Yeah, it's hard to see from here, but I think this is what's called the old Mears.
Probably. There was a farmhouse across from it is all I knew.
Right.
And it was like I guess it looked like where you take farm equipment in and out or something, but I know at one point they flagged it that it said no parking, so we didn't park there for a period of time, but.
Did you ever park there before when you went?
Yeah.
A lot of times you did? Okay.
I mean, we used to when it wasn't marked. We did a cleanup down there one time I brought a bunch of Walmart people, kind of a community engagement thing, and we did a cleanup down there. It's the year that they tore down, we tore down that, if you go down, not the High Bridge way, but that one where I sit on the bench.
Yeah.
That I was telling you about. If you go down the hill, there used to be a little shed, a little shack down there, and they tore that, and we were there that day that we tore that down.
Okay. Yeah. Now, you guys did that with Walmart. Was that a local Walmart you worked at?
Lafayette.
Lafayette? Yeah. Okay. One on Commerce or the one on
Commerce.
Okay, all right. So, you guys came up and did that. Do you know when that was?
Oh, Lord, no. Well,
it was before or after this?
2006. Oh, it would have been, I wasn't even with, it was what, 17?
Yep. When the girls were out there.
13, 17. I wasn't even with Walmart at the time. I would have already been with CVS, yeah.
Okay. So sometime in the...
Yeah, it would have been way before. I mean, I went to CVS in, what did I say, 13, so it would have had to been before 13.
Okay. So you were out there then working on the trails?
I'm going to say a lot earlier than that because I worked in Chicago, south of Chicago, for a couple of my last years with Walmart when I was actually running that store. So probably around 9, 10 maybe.
Okay. All right, somewhere around there. So you were working out there in trails. Had you been familiar with the trails before then? Was there a time that you had been on trails before that?
We had walked, after we moved to Delphi, I mean, we started experimenting. I mean, there were trails that we didn't know were there, but, you know, you'd hear about one and you'd go, and I'm sure by that point, well, obviously I know by that point I knew about them because that's how I don't know how I got associated with the Dan something or other that runs the Erie, I think it was Dan.
Dan Dickhead.
Like the Erie Canal thing. And McCain.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember how I became acquainted with him, but I asked him, because at Walmart, you know, as a leader, they always want you to be involved in the community. And I mean, it's a good thing, but you can also give money to, because we brought so many people out for that event for a day, we had so many hours, and we were able to donate money because of that from Walmart to the Erie Canal Foundation or whatever. So we worked, I guess the question is, yeah, I had been on the trails before that day. And we also worked out at the Carrollton Bridge that day. There's a tow path or something. We cleaned up some stuff along there too.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. All right, well, that's good.
So, yeah, I sat there for a few minutes and left, and like I said, there were a couple vehicles. I may have told him the exact makes, I'm not sure. I just remember one was like a sedan, and I think maybe one was an SUV, I'm not sure. I have to look back at what I said that when I interviewed with him.
And that was at the, you call it farmer's entrance, those cars were at the farmer's entrance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about where you parked? Were there Vehicles? I know there were no vehicles where I parked because I don't remember telling it. I mean, if he asked, I didn't see anything there that day. A lot of people would park at that farmer's entrance because I'm thinking that was probably when they didn't really want you parking there, and that's probably why I didn't park there. But it's much closer to the trails, so a lot of people like to park there. You walk in and you're actually like halfway through the trail, so you can walk one way and the other and leave. But I know at one point, like I said, they didn't want you parking there, so we didn't. So
Y'all, the chat was almost distracting me from my mission.
Live for a Wednesday. Live.
Oh my God, it's like SNL in here. Hilarious. Spooky did say when she came into the chat this evening that she was drunk already, so you go, girl.
Hey, smoke them if you got them.
Yep. Yeah. Or shoot them, right?
Yeah. right there. So I'm covered up. I don't want anyone to see it.
No, but real talk story, the only reason I know about people like doing that in their neck, by the way, is because I went to rehab for alcohol and there were people there for heroin and stuff, and they told me the story. And this group of 3 girls, they actually like left, I want to say campus. They left rehab like randomly and just like, went and relapsed. And when they came back, they told us the story of how they shot one girl in the neck and she didn't even feel it. Like, because she was on naltrexone. Shout out Corey Richens' trial if anyone's watching that. She had been on naltrexone, so she got shot up in the neck and it didn't even work. It could have killed her.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Shooting in the neck is like last thing you would try to do. It's basically when all your other veins have sunken in, basically.
Correct. You popped them. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was volunteering in Detroit in college, and I asked someone, I said, you get like a bug bite? I was like 19 at the time, you know. I had no otherworldly clue, but I was down in the dirty D, and he's like, "Nah, man, motherfucker, what's your problem?" Showed me. He's like, and then he was like, "This is how they do it." he was walking me through it. I'm like, "Well, I'm never gonna try." So, thanks for the explanation. It's it's scary stuff. I mean, I remember the good old days when heroin was the most dangerous drug there is, and now fentanyl just unbelievable. It's just a terrible series of events, you know.
Literally everything.
Yeah.
Drugs are bad, okay?
Just say no. Just say no.
Okay, so regarding what we just watched, let's see, share screen.
Those interrogations were interesting. The obviously, like I've seen Rick's a couple times, but I don't think I've really seen a lot of what you've shown before. So if you ever want to see a really funny one with someone who's truly guilty, Stephen McDaniel, that interrogation's hilarious. He's just frozen like the entire time. I mean, not hilarious considering the circumstances, but yeah.
Right. Hey, Candy, welcome. I have never in my life heard this called chocolate. That is odd.
Yeah, no.
So what we're looking at right here is on behalf of our beloved All Eyes, who I think I saw in the chat. Hey, girl, hey. And this would be the route after going through town to get up to where he parked, right? So All I said, I made a GIF of the aerial footage from the next day showing a vehicle parked in the exact place he would have parked. You can see a bit of the road he would have driven up to reach the spot after driving through town. So a lot of people said, oh, there's nowhere to park there, or no one parked there. But here's a perfect example of someone parked there back then when it looked the way it looked.
Yep.
In fact, he probably would have parked right where that car was. Wouldn't that be odd if it was them?
yeah. No, but even the fact that he said he parked beyond the bridge, behind the Blue Bridge, that tells you it leads him to the Blue Bridge, which is the Freedom Bridge that everyone.
That's the only thing that makes any sense, right?
Right.
Like, okay, so.
And when you're standing on Freedom Bridge, like you're over the Heartland Highway, you're like very exposed.
Oh.
So again, like if you're going up there, and we talked about like the walk from the cemetery through the 300 North walk that Sarah Carbaugh said she saw a muddy, bloody guy. That is equally as like, it's not a very risk averse person who would have done those two things, like risk being seen on the Freedom Bridge and risk being seen walking up 300 North, because there's the likelihood that someone's going to see you. Multiple people are going to see you is crazy. So just
right. It would right. That never made sense to me. But
yeah.
There's also someone that people theorize he drove all over town to find the right place to go to avoid being seen.
Well, if there was a very special someone that could share the business video with us, we could be the arbiters of that.
Well, someone who doesn't like sharing things has the business video. So I think we're shit out of luck. But fingers crossed.
Never know.
You never know. Okay, so next, what am I showing here? Okay, so this is just a quick 3-marker I made in Google to show here the bridge. That's right where it first begins, where we allege Rick parked. And this is like current. And this third spot down here is where we would call City Park. More importantly, the basketball court at City Park, where we know 2 of the 3 girls we believe were out there at the same time, who we believe Rick could have seen. So, first, before we dive into that, let's get back into a little bit of where he said he parked.
Probably around 11:15. So I think I would have been out there because I didn't do anything else. It would have been around noon, I thought, is when I was out there. Walked down to High Bridge. Always went out just a little ways, not all the way. Went out a little ways and watched it. Walked back and down the, walked back out and left. Said there was, the big parking lot wasn't there at the time, right?
Okay, there he says the big parking lot wasn't there at the time. Okay. Am I unmuted? Good. So we're going to use where we, the Cranks, have theorized Rick parked. That's our example of where we believe he's talking about, okay? Now, he said before the big parking lot was there, okay? If we're looking at this point, this is current. See this here?
Oh, you've got it. Okay. I was confused for a second. Now I'm not. We're good.
What?
It was turned
weird
eastward. Yeah. No, we're good.
Where is that damn, where is the button where you change the damn year? Where? Oh, here. Wait, no, I don't want that though. Maybe I put it. Come on. Oh. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, so while you're working on that, I'll explain something that I think he's talking about the newly built parking lot that they built just west of where he parked. It is the Miller Trailhead parking lot. And I was just there in December, and it's a pretty big lot. Like, it's significant for someone like but I think that's what he's talking about when he says, I don't know if the lot was there like at that time. If that makes sense, because it wasn't before. It's very, I don't know how current, but very newly built. Belly Day says go to historical.
There is no just oh, here we go.
By the way, a lot of people in the chat saying that Kathy took Bob Mata there too. So Rick's wife took Bob Mata to where he parked, which is what we're showing.
Correct. Yeah. So it's not, we're not pulling it out of our ass or just guessing based on how he describes it in the video. We also know because Kathy took Bob there. So
thank you, Belly.
Thanks. Not completely out of my ass. All right. So here is 2017. So here's that big ass blue bridge, Freedom.
Yep.
And here is the mini bridge that he's referencing going across beforehand. Is this the right way to look at it? Is this right?
Well, yeah, that's north-south facing. That's just kind of like what I'm always accustomed like looking at it as. So
okay. So it's more like he parked right here in this area.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you see in the aerial footage the
right. The car was parked like just to the left of that bridge.
Yeah.
In the footage.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah. And then so where that Indiana Bicentennial, where that like green marker is, they actually built out a whole. That's another little parking area. I don't know why they have this much parking,
I'm
but they do.
thinking he was talking about this.
Yeah, that's the Miller trailhead parking.
So just to show you guys again, so in 2017, this same area looked like, come on, no, it's like, nah. Here we go. Okay. Yes, so 2017, it looks like this. Okay, and we're over here.
The big parking lot wasn't there at the time, right? Oh, you mean which one? Like where the bridge?
Yes, Rick. Correct.
I don't think it was there. So there's if you went over behind.
Okay, so sharing this again. 2017, 2014. Okay, consistency in his statement and his description.
Correct.
Just to, fucking burn it into y'all's brains. There's a little bridge before this bridge. How did I was like looking at it a better way, leveled out. I need to learn how to use this shit, y'all.
Is it doing that quick zoom like on its own, or is that you doing it?
Me.
Okay.
It's me, but I'm trying to get at a better tilt.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. It's this 2D in real life, by the way, in case you guys were wondering.
Oh, yeah.
All of the plains areas of the Midwest look just like this.
Look at how the fucking highway.
Yeah, that's a tectonic issue.
Okay.
The park over on the other side, and I remember I did.
Okay. Again, you could park over on the other side. Some people would park over here, right? Wasn't there a little...
Show me.
on this side somewhere.
You got up the interrogation still.
Oh, my.
Unless you're just talking. Yeah. You're good. You're good.
Here we go. Some people would park up here, wouldn't they? This little circle, or no?
No. So when I was there, a Delphi native would probably have to tell us whether or not they could. That little path, like to the left, felt more like a walking path. That kind of leads out to like once you turn left, and maybe, God, I want to say like 100, 150 feet, you're going to hit the old CPS building, right? So that little path right there, you might be able to get like a 4-wheeler through. If you're going to drive a car onto it, I would say that's pretty ambitious, but I could be wrong. They have a whole like memorial thing, not for Abby and Libby, but just like it's like a kind of like a historical monument of the Monin tracks and like the train system there.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
A lot of people are probably like exploding with the way I'm explaining this, so I'm sorry, but I just don't see. Yeah, natives in chat.
Okay, so
yeah, like maybe it's like Spooky said, maybe a motor. I've seen people ride motorcycles over there, but no one parks there. I don't know. I don't even know if I'd be comfortable like parking my car there. Your options really are like the Mears lot. I guess if you wanted to be really weird, you could park in the cemetery. But that Miller trailhead parking lot is perfect. And then, again, this old CPS building area, even now that they tore it down, it still looks like a really weird place to park.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, is it sus that someone would park there? I mean, if you're from there and you see people commonly park there, probably not. But like from an outsider like me, I'd probably be like, okay, that's kind of weird.
Right.
But that doesn't, I mean, Rick didn't park there. That's the
right.
That's the central focus of this.
Yeah. Okay.
Didn't park over there where it's a farmer's entrance or something. I remember I didn't park there because I had told him something about there were a couple vehicles there when I left, so I parked somewhere.
So right there, he's talking about mirrors, right?
Whenever he says like farmer parking, I think he's talking about Mears because it's across from the barn. Yeah.
Right. And he saw the 2 cars there.
Over on the bridge side, or there used to be a little building there. I could have parked there. There was a trail until they got the whole thing done.
Okay. When you're talking about the bridge, just so I'm clear, you're talking about that big blue bridge, the Freedom Bridge or whatever that goes over the highway?
Well, that's the big blue bridge, but before that was there was a, if you're going out of town, you would take the road that I think is where the park is. It veers off, it winds off this way, and there's a road, the first road you come, well, I don't know if it's the first road, but there's a road that takes off to the right.
How do you watch this interrogation and gather that you believe that Rick believed he parked at the CPS building? Like, right. Quick side note. I don't understand that at all.
Even there, he's trying to explain this road, right?
Yes, because so if you keep going down, see where the blue X is, you take that all the way out and follow it and then head. So that's going to be west, maybe like a little southwest. You're going to go straight into like the downtown area. So that's Maine, I believe.
Right. And this is the route he's describing.
This is what, yes.
Downtown or just town.
Because that other park, I think where we showed the basketball courts, that's where that takes you to.
Right. Okay.
Possibly. Sorry.
Okay. Maybe. I don't know that much. Let's go here.
And then it just kind of turns into a lane. And there was a small bridge up there before. I mean, I think it's still there if you were.
Like the one, okay, so are you talking about the 1-lane bridge kind of that goes over the green?
It wasn't.
It's still there if you guys want to take me. I'll show you where I parked. No.
100%. Strap a fucking body cam on. Bring a damn GoPro with audio. Let's do it.
We'd love to, but it's just like not sounding like where we want you to park or where we need you to have parked. So we're just not going to do that, okay? Okay.
It's much better for me to craft my dog shit probable cause affidavit that I lie in multiple times if I give you a map that's cut off and doesn't show where you fucking parked. So we're going to do this way, Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Used. It wasn't a bridge that was used, I guess is what I'm saying. It was just, there was a parking area up there that you could park in. Okay. And that's where people used, that's where quite a few people would park before they, I mean, now there's a nice parking space, but before it was either you parked there or you parked over in the farmer's thing. And I mean, at one point they had it marked that they didn't want you parking there, so it, and I know it wasn't over there because I told them something about some cars that were there, so I would have been parked up on the bridge side of things, I guess is what I'm saying. I guess it won't happen.
So this is kind of an overview of the area. So obviously this is the Blue Bridge here over the Hoosier Heartland Highway.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, yeah, can you mark on where you think you parked at? Good.
Show me the Blue Bridge again.
Blue Bridge, here's the Hoosier Heartland Highway. Here's Main Street. The road that comes out from downtown goes out into Heartland. And here's the Andersons. I think that's going to be their fertilizer plant. And down there's the...
So that's the Blue Bridge. I mean, it's right there. It would have been over in here somewhere probably.
Well, that's one of the parking areas. Okay, and then I used
or it would have been, there was a old building.
He's trying to direct them off map.
Yes. And then, so here's, sorry, just.
No, please.
This isn't just read. This is interrogation 101, no matter whether you do like read, WZ, any other interrogation technique. One of the things that they love to do is create and expand your options, right? So like, I keyed in on it where he's like, okay, so that's one of the places you could have parked. And the second he said, well, I guess we could have parked at this building. Boom. That is what they needed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because it's like, okay, he walked those trails, you know, let's say he walked them all the time. And apparently parking is a fucking issue for this trail because they've built like 6 parking lots since this happened. Since 2 teenage girls were killed here, they've built multiple parking lots. So what that tells me is over the years, they probably struggled to find places to park and would park where they could. So if Mears was going, okay, you guys can't park here anymore. Mm-hmm. You're limited to where the new Miller Trailhead parking lot is, and that was before they built it, or probably the old CPS building. So it's like, yeah, the possibility that someone parked there is very high.
Anyway.
Somewhere over this map was taken back when the building was still there, and this is the building that was on the bridge, the trail side of the bridge.
Okay.
So down
this way, I think you went down this way and you, like there was an underpass or something.
Yep, that's right. And then there's a building right there. You can see it.
Okay. So it would have either been there or there.
Okay. All right. Very good. Which way do you think you would travel to get to this building that particular day? Do you remember?
Just that way that loops around.
Okay.
I don't know the names of the roads or anything. I mean, I can show you where I drove, but it.
No. Silly boy, we don't need that. No.
Just on the way, the road that goes out, it's basically the same way that you get to this one, except, no, it's further up. And you go down and it like comes down and goes around somewhere and comes over on the other side.
Okay.
All right.
Like, just think about this for a second. You've got like Betsy Blair in and out, right?
Right.
Sarah Carball's driving by multiple times because she's trying to see if there are too many people there. Right?
Right.
Daniel Pearson's somewhere cheating on his girlfriend.
Right.
Like parking's getting a little bit limited, you know?
That'll be a whore.
Did McCain see the car rocking back and forth when it was parked, at the CPS building? Maybe he backed in because he didn't want his girlfriend to see his license plate. I don't know.
Oh. Okay. I'm trying to get the direction. Where can I? Here. Let's try this. Oh, that is not where I wanted to go. Hell no. Okay. Anywho, okay, so now our beloved Yellow Jacket had kind of explained this with a huge mic drop way back in November of 2025. Keith, would you like to do the honors?
Yeah, I'll read it. Okay, so I know Richard Allen Gilter hates to see me coming. The 4 Delphi teen witnesses were not at a bench near Freedom Bridge at 1:26 p.m., despite the lies under oath told by Sheriff Liggett and Prosecutor McClelland. They were at the bench 30 seconds from the Mears lot at 1:26 p.m., irrefutably with photographic evidence and trial testimony. See pics below. State claims Rick was in his vehicle on 300 North heading to park at the CPS lot at 1:27 p.m. He wasn't. He didn't drive that way, and not at the time. That wasn't a focus, but the jury believed it, so let's play. So we have option 1. If you believe the 14 witnesses were just mistaken about time lapse between 1:26 p.m. pick on the bench at Mears and seeing the taller than them, muscular, curly, blondish haired, not fucking Rick Allen bridge guy near Freedom Bridge, but they definitely saw him and vice versa near Freedom Bridge, then you're placing Rick near Freedom Bridge at 1:45 p.m. because that's how long it took the teens to get there from 1:26 p.m. bench pick near Mears and line up with them leaving the trails and being seen by Betsy on overpass. So the kind of option 1 is the girls could not have claimed that they saw Rick at the time that would line up with Betsy Blair claiming she saw Rick. That's how I understand this. Okay. One big problem. If Rick is near Freedom Bridge at 1:45 p.m., there's no way he could be on platform 1 of High Bridge before Betsy parks at 1:46 p.m. and walks up and sees him already standing there at 1:51 p.m. Impossible. Side problem, you acknowledge the state lied in the PCA about where the girl saw a bridge guy, corroborated by their trial testimonies, which is another completely almost separate issue. So the big theme there is the girls could not have seen Rick at the time that would corroborate when Betsy ended up seeing Rick. Option 2, Yellow Jacket presents to us. If you believe 14 witnesses were just mistaken about seeing Bridge Guy near Freedom Bridge, and they actually saw him closer to the Mears lot after taking the 1:26 p.m. pick, then you are placing Rick near Mears lot, or at least halfway between FB and Mears lot, 1:30 p.m. or even maybe 1:35 p.m. So, one big problem. State claims he was still driving his vehicle to park at the CPS lot at 1:27 p.m. Nearly a 1 mile trail walk to Mears lot area. Side problem, the argument for Rick saying he saw 3 teen girls at Freedom Bridge, and it has to be the 14 girls that also saw a bridge guy near Freedom Bridge, is null and void. Plus, he still acknowledged state lie in the PCA. He cannot see 2 girls at 1:27 p.m. if he is still in his car. That's what I gather from that.
Indeed.
You on the page with me? Okay, we're good. Okay. An interview was conducted in 2020 of Bree Wilbur. Bree showed investigators another picture she took of the bench just east of the Freedom Bridge. That's a lie. It was 15 minutes from Freedom Bridge at 1:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bree stated after she took the picture of the bench, that's when they walked past the man who matched the description of the individual in the picture. This is at 1:26 p.m. Richard Allen is still in his car, according to the state. While at Freedom Bridge, Mr. Allen saw 3 females. 3. from Sheriff Liggett's deposition. One of my questions that we've had is this PC. It said it talks about the girls took a photo bench on 126. I'm trying to figure out which bench that was. And it was the very first bench that you would encounter from the Freedom Bridge on the left. I don't remember if it is, because I'm an idiot, I don't remember if it is the very first one, but it's one of the first ones. It's behind a house. One of the first ones could be anyone's bench. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
From Rayleigh Voorhees' testimony. And do you recall how far down the trail you were when you stopped to take a picture of the bench? I don't recall exactly how far it was, but I know that the barn with the green roof was in the background of the pictures. This is the Mears barn. And so would that be in the section between the High Bridge and the Mears entrance? I believe it would be slightly past the entrance. She also thought she saw BG around 2:15 p.m., 2 minutes after the state claims the victims were abducted, 2 minutes after the down the hill video. So from Bree Wilbur's testimony, thank you. How long after your photograph of that with that building in the background did you run into Bridge Guy going past you? I don't know an exact time, but I do know that we were still in the woods. Not down the hill in the woods with Bridge Guy. We were still in the woods on the trail. I'd say around this area, it was still very woody. We weren't getting to the point where we could see the highway or hear it. Interesting.
Okay, and let's take a little bit of a closer look at this. So this is 2 of the 4.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the bench they're actually referencing, right?
Right.
Not the one that Rick described sitting at.
If I remember correctly, the Mears lot is where Kelsey dropped the girls off. And this is where Derek parked to go look for the girls, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yep. She did say Woody skinny.
Okay, hold on one sec. Bear with me.
And then not to mention, again, the description that each one gave of the person that they saw does not line up either.
Okay, we're gonna take a look at All Eyes' amazing work. This is, if someone could link All Eyes' GitHub, that would be amazing.
I'll grab it.
So right now we're just going to be looking at this beautiful, amazing timeline of all the information and official data we have about the timeline as far as we know it with the information we have. Okay. So 11:30 a.m. Riley Voorhees and her half-sister, Anna Spath, leave their dad's house around 11:30 and walk to pick up their friend, Bree Wilbur. Riley, Anna, and Bree then walk to Riley's mom's house to pick up Riley and Anna's half-sister, Isabella, before heading to the trail. Here is a screenshot between Madison Mata, Tara German, and Bree Wilbur all discussing how they had been near where Abby and Libby were that day when they went missing. So Madison Mata says, "Neither can I. We were by there today. They were there when we were playing basketball." She says Cuddy, she means City. Tara German says, "Who was there and where were they?" Madison replies, "Liberty and Abby. They were at High Bridge." Madison corrects City Park. Bree says, "I went to High Bridge about an hour before she got there, and I left before she was there." So, approximately at 11 a.m., we're introduced to some information that Collier, Mata, and Herrera had walked around, had been on the trails that day. Okay. So now I want to show you. Here we go.
Discussed last week, because I know that I do want to touch base on a couple of things that we discussed last week.
If someone could link Amy's live channel, everyone give Amy Case by Case a follow, a like, a love. We love her.
Because I know that there's been some hot topics floating around the YouTube streets about the three-girl rumor being fake, that Rick Allen didn't see 3 girls. Well, I'm here to tell you again, there were 3 girls out on the trail. And when the docs are able to be dropped for you guys to read them yourself, it's just going to reiterate what I'm telling you. So you can take what I'm saying with a grain of salt, or you can take it as fact. I have the docs. I've read the docs. They will be made available sometime in the future. But Emily Collier, Mata, and Herrera were all on the trails on February 13th. Emily Collier has been interviewed by the FBI. This is news to me, but it is a fact. Emily Collier was interviewed by the FBI at the Carroll County Jail in February, or not February, but in 2023. And it was recorded. So there is a recording of her interview discussing her memory of that day. Let me take this. I have the sniffles, guys, so I'll be muting myself on and off throughout the day because the cold it's just, I'm stuffy, sorry. So yes, Emily Collier was interviewed and it was recorded. And to even go a little bit further, Herrera's phone was picked up out there, and Herrera and her mother were both approached, and they confirmed that yes, that was Brianna Herrera's phone, and she was out there. The details beyond that should have been provided to the defense. That's all I'm going to say about that. They should have been. So
just here to add gasps.
Yeah, we're just, laying it down. But so when other creators say that the 3 girls weren't there, there's no other 3 girls, or those 3 girls never left City Park. Those 3 girls left the Monon High Bridge trail system to go to City Park. I'm not aware that they returned later in the day, but they were on the trails. I do want to touch base.
Okay. So we don't have those documents. We don't know what Amy has seen. We just know that Amy has seen it and has discussed what minimal stuff she could discuss in that segment. After I had spoken to one of those girls, and we had kind of talked about it all over Twitter, and, I went on Amy's show and talked about it a little bit, and All Eyes. After that, started hearing stuff about the 3 girls, like, oh, well, they never left City Park. It's just like the most random, excuses why it couldn't be them.
Yeah.
Like someone said, oh, well, actually City Park didn't have a basketball court, so they couldn't have been there. No, it did. And then this other bullshit. So hold on. Let's take you over here.
I also think, again, it just speaks volumes to the work that Amy and GLF Quester have done, right? And it also raises the question of what Erica and Christine actually did. You want the scarf off, Erica? Tell us if you were ever at the trails.
So
did you talk to Emily? I'm ready. I'm getting warm. I'm getting really warm. You're on mute, fam. Can you guys hear her? Did I do something? Chat, can you hear Bugs? No? Okay.
Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you now. Yeah. Can you hear
my
me?
God. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
Okay, so back to where we were. That was so
I'm going to link Indy Cindy too, because she's done some pretty good work so far on
yeah, please.
who's
Yeah.
looking into all this.
Dude, so she's gotten some great info on Erica Norse that you guys have to go check out. Indy Cindy's lives. Just a lot of amazing information. Okay, so back to this. So right now we're just looking at this GIF. It starts at the trailhead. It starts at Freedom Bridge where it connects to the little bridge that Rick describes and leads straight to where the girls would have walked to City Park. Okay. So this is just to show you guys, it's literally a perfect path. And it would make total sense how Rick, parking where he actually described parking, would have run into those girls if they were at the trails earlier that day, coming off the trailhead and coming down to City Park. Okay. So it's the perfect alignment. It wouldn't make sense if you were trying to say that Rick parked at CPS, but that's just being intellectually dishonest, as we have video.
Hi, chat. Hi, everyone. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. All right, let's see what's going on here. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think she'll join back in. Anyways. Okay, thank you, Pig. See if I got anything from her in the DMs. Okay. It's just us now, baby. Listen. Oh, she's back. Okay, great. Oh, that was about to suck.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I was getting ready to do a little solo spiel.
No, continue. I'm looking for something, but then I was like, "What the hell happened?"
I was just saying, look, listen. Combine this with that there's three girls saying that they saw Rick, who said he saw three girls. Rick, in his own interrogation video, is saying he left by 1:30, maybe 1:45 if we're really pushing it. He says it It could have even been earlier than noon. You combine that with the fact that the Hoosier Harvest Store screenshot of what the state is claiming is Rick's car does not fucking match the pictures of Rick's car. The taillight does not match. Get this man out of prison and get him a nice ice cold Coors Light. What the fuck are we talking about?
He would drink something better than that. Come on.
All right, get him a Voodoo Ranger.
Okay. Well,
Actually, get him some hardcore. Give him a 25 milligram
dude, I don't even know.
hybrid sour gummy.
Oh gosh, I don't even know what the kids are drinking these days. Like I used to drink this one called Latitude 33 Blood Orange. Oh, that was good.
Kids aren't drinking these days.
Kids aren't drinking these days.
Yeah.
I'm so cool. I started the trend.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's expensive, honestly. It is.
So
it's just like it's expensive. You know, there's a lot of health issues with it, but I'll tell you what, I still enjoy it from time to time. So whatever. But anyways, get him a cigar, get him a lawn chair, get him a beer out in his driveway, get this man back to any semblance of normalcy that you guys took away from him because you're too goddamn afraid to admit that a meth-fueled white supremacy group is running your county and probably your state. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Are you still looking?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go back here.
Very good. Okay. Was it ever an occasion where you might have gone to the park another way? Did you go out here very often, I should ask?
Not, like, I wouldn't say often. I mean, we go out, we may go once a month, we may go twice in 1 week. I mean, it was just kind of one of those where when we felt like walking the trail, we go, whenever we may have.
First time is going around this way.
You go past about, I think it's, there's 200 or, but we only did that, I think we found that by accident. Eventually came.
Two officers happened that you
Next day after they were asking more, I obviously numbers over and anywhere. We talked about this now. They still don't know if they were like one of them was probably call it. There was 3 girls walking off the trail, and I just remember it looking like one of them was probably watching, not babysitting, but watching the other 2 because they looked a little younger, and they looked very similar. I don't know if they were sisters or whatever, but the other one didn't necessarily. But I remember seeing them walking off the trailhead, and I didn't really see anybody. I walked down, like I said, I look at the water, I walked back, and I said, I mean, talk behind me, I guess.
All right. Right now, I am going to show you guys what the girls looked like that I believe Rick saw and describes around that time. This is 2016. This is the girl last name Mata. January, just before February 2017, Herrera. Kind of look like.
Yep.
Dark hair. This is to show that Herrera in 2018, looks like February, she's saying 18, like she just turned 18, which places her at around 17 years old at the time of the crime. Okay. This is Collier.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up looking a lot different, more different than that.
Right.
But this would be the oldest. Madison were the same age. And I've got Sorry, guys. Sometimes I forget to have everything pulled up. Okay, here we go. This is just some random article.
Mm-hmm.
But if you notice, it's saying Collier, Max Snowberger, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
These students were first graders in June of 2009. So that puts Collier and Madison at Abby and Libby's age, probably going into their freshman year of high school.
Okay.
So 2 of them would be most certainly younger looking, right? So basically all I'm doing tonight, what I'm trying to show you guys is everything in that video that he talks about can be verified and backed up. Everything he says can line up perfectly, especially if those are the 3 girls that he saw, because they just so happened to be at the trails that day and then cross over to get to City Park to play basketball.
Yes. And not only did Liggett lie about that, he also lied, and now we know about where Rick parked. Like, it's just 2 blatant lies.
Yeah. They were so obviously trying to push Rick to a different answer during that interrogation. It's crazy.
Right.
Okay. So, where do we go from here with these girls? I know for a fact that, hold on, let me cancel those. It keeps saying I'm like presenting something when I'm not. Also shared that about you. Sorry guys, troubleshooting issues today. Anyway, Candy says change his time and parking spot. Right. So, okay, so what does this mean now? Where do we go from here? Well, this kind of information, these 3 girls that could help verify his timeline and that everything he was stating was correct, to include where he parked and how it would align perfectly with those girls that were there at the right time. That would be something we'd have to wait for a retrial to use, right? That's not going to get Rick out now. I wish. That would be, fingers crossed, God willing, we get the appeal and he's given a new trial. Or better yet, he's given an appeal for the Franks memo and they just lose everything because that PCA from Liggett is total bullshit. That would be like the best outcome. Probably our best bet that we're going to get, to be honest. Hopefully. God, I hope. But if we do get to a point of a retrial, that's when interviewing possible witnesses like these girls would just help make that interrogation look honest. I think everyone that's seen Rick's interrogation says he appears to be telling the truth. Like, I even heard Gilcher say, well, that made me think twice about it. Or like Tom Webster was like, oh, it seemed like he was being honest, you know? So, sorry.
I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. If you also take into consideration, I just pulled up the appellate brief and how significant the argument around Liggett lying is about him omitting that the man Betsy Blair saw standing on the bridge is significantly different than the man Sarah Carbaugh claimed she saw. Those discrepancies, you pair that with what we're looking at here, there's certainly a case to be made, even from an awareness piece. Like, let's say Amanda Knox picks this up, right?
Shout
I
out
think-
to our Twitter exchange with Amanda
Yeah.
Knox earlier. Hey, she talked to me. Hey.
I think even like as more people start to really dive into this, like, you know, Brother Council, who else just covered it, and I'm drawing a blank right now. Anyways, more of these big time people picking this up, adding to the list of things that were either a giant discrepancy that can't be explained, or starts to look more and more and more just like a blatant lie or omission, I think, again, makes the case for Rick, because if you truly believe that this man's innocent, like I do, my argument to a lot of people is, even having the baseline facts of this case, I don't understand how you can come to any other conclusion. I really can't. Right? That's why I think he's factually innocent, because I don't think the state should be allowed to fuck with you just because you decided to walk a trail one day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they had to put so many squares into triangle holes
Mm-hmm.
to make it fit, but just because one or two things fit, a bunch of fucking people think he's the guy. You know, but if he's the guy, everything needs to fucking fit. And 4 people is not 3. Oh, and I wanted to say earlier, like, I know for sure that, like, the information on those girls and their timeline and all that fun stuff has gone to the right people that can use it if need be, should there come a time. So, like, I'm fully confident that should he get a retrial, that avenue will be explored. There's so many other things we're hoping will get Rick out even prior to having to do a whole retrial, honestly. And as far as like why no one reached out to any of these girls, it seems to be just like the information got into the hands of somebody who just decided it wasn't that important, and I think his lawyers just weren't like checking their emails as much as they should have been, or paying that much attention to them and the information in them. And it was really just like a big fucking whoops. But I'm confident that'll be explored should he get another trial.
Yeah, and I think you did a really great job, and Amy, and again, GLF and everyone. And this comes on the eve of, the former defense investigators buddying up with an individual who was telling people not to talk to witnesses and discouraging that activity. So I think it speaks volumes to, again, this is about trying to free Rick. This isn't about one certain individual. It's just very troubling to me that people who allegedly worked on this case are trying to hinder people who are, not only trying to get to the bottom of it, but actually achieving the truth in this, Like it's very sus, as the kids say.
Not to mention the investigators sucked, says Streets, if they were even investigators.
And again, we would love to know what they did. I have offered to disrobe from my garb.
I know. I thought, honestly, Erica is out there. There's screenshots of her saying she'll fuck a suspect to get some answers. I would have expected her to be here, just looking for some skin. It's what all the ladies wanted, but no, she just can't give us what we're always looking for receipts from this woman.
Yep, I got the 213 sleeve on this side. I got the DB Cooper admiration sleeve on this side. You guys can see it. We just need to know what you actually did. We need to know what you actually did. Because from what we've heard so far on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Reddit, Substack, the only thing we've heard is that you were a puppy for Michael Osbrook and you just followed him around. That's all we've heard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how someone can investigate 87,000 tips while also waiting on the defense attorneys to approve them to determine it's a valid lead to follow.
Such bullshit. I'm not even going to entertain that anymore. I got those bitches' numbers. It's bullshit.
Sounds like a lot was going on that wasn't going on.
Bullshit.
Sorry. Done there.
They're nothing. They just wanted fucking clout and attention and like to this day, that's all they're looking for. They're like shock jocks, but they're using real people's lives.
Yep.
Like,
yeah, it's just it's amazing that this is for anyone. This is for anyone. If someone spends most of the time telling you, actually, I'll ask this question if I can real quick, Bugs.
Yeah.
How many of you in this chat right now work a job where your boss tells you, I don't really care what you got done. I just care about you telling me that you did your best and that you worked really hard. How many of you have? How many of you that's your life? Because if it is, keep that job as long as you can. Keep that job as long as you can.
Indecency says with her felony arrest. Which one? Which one?
What up, Fiend?
Did you guys know it was Pat Cicero's actual job to serve eviction notices? Did you know that? Like he was the person who would serve an eviction notice.
You remember Brian O'Leary? O'Leary, the forensic dude who testified. He just did an interview with Murder Sheet.
Oh God.
And some of the shit he said in it is so insulting. One of the things that I loved, he gave a shout out to his buddy Cicero, and he says, anyone nowadays can just Google whatever they want on their phone and make up their minds. And I just thought that was so fucking ironic.
Oh yeah. Anyone can just Google. They did it on the fucking stand for your fucking state.
Another thing I noticed about what he said is he contradicted his testimony. He said in his testimony he couldn't remember if he brought his gun to the scene that day. In his Murder Sheet interview, he says he always brings a gun because they have to clear the scene and make sure it's safe.
Why would he lie about having a gun at one moment?
Because the state needed them to, because they, I mean, you could probably find a couple
bullets
40
that
caliber
were dropped by police officers on the scene. Yeah.
I hate to say this. I hate to give Murder Sheet a plug. If you guys get a second, check it out, because at least read the transcript, because what he says in this is so ass backwards, not only from his testimony, but all of their behavior. It's such a fucking joke. And I get it. He's retired now, so he could pull a Rob Ives and just say fuck it, I'm going to say this. Right. Like Robert Ives retiring was probably one of the best thing for us to get hints of information that we needed to know to form an opinion on this case a long time ago. And that Down the Hill podcast, but even he was cagey about it. He was like, the physical evidence of the crime scene, we were sure we were going to find someone within 3 days. Well, you didn't. You didn't.
Look at what All Eyes said. All Eyes on Delphi says weird because I was told the bullet turns out was O'Leary.
And not only, and All Eyes of course knows this, not only in his testimony does he say he couldn't remember if he brought a gun that day, but he gives you pretty much every other fucking caliber except for 40.
And guess
in his
what?
testimony what's that?
Oh, and I was just gonna say, and guess what? That why would he be cagey about maybe bringing his gun to the scene if he knew it was his bullet?
Yeah, absolutely. And why he literally says in the Mercy podcast that he brings his gun when he goes to scenes because he's gone into scenes before where the scene wasn't safe. They didn't properly clear the scene before he got there. And it's like, okay, I get it. More than likely you're going to like some house where, you know, someone was shot or, you know, beat to hell. But this one, like, you have 2 dead teenage girls in the fucking woods. Anyone could still be hiding out there. How do you know it's safe? You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure everyone would have their hand on their gun on that scene looking around. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah. Tammy said, I hope you clip those statements. Yeah, girl, I got them.
Yeah. Maybe we can act them out and they can't copyright it. That would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, you know, Erica Norris's buddies won't have to try to shut us down the same way that they do with DMCA Diddy and everyone else who's trying to. I love it. I love it when they're like, they complain about how they've gotten copyright struck by fucking Gibbo and Frank Meister. And it's like, you guys are doing the exact same thing, right? We're a uniparty. Dude, you're the one having a back and forth on Twitter with Kathy fucking Clendening. Get out of here.
What? Who was?
You know who. You know who.
Voldemort?
Blue Jay, Cardinal, Robin.
Oh.
Yeah. Dude, like miss me with that. Miss me with that. Those lives that you're doing, smoking a little black and mild with Ruckus fucking rocks, they're still there, dude. You can't copyright strike those.
Wait, they're buddies?
Yeah. Anyways, the sleeves will be shown. Just tell us what you did.
Uniparty.
We want to know what you know, and one day we might.
So stupid. Everyone talks to somebody that is a guilter or something. We all end up getting along with someone who, even if it's like just cryptex. So stupid.
Yeah. Agree to disagree. Like I get it. Like the Dropbox is like, no one's defending Keegan Kline. He's a scumbag pile of dog shit. The problem is that you're taking the spoken word of 2 very well-known liars.
Right.
The issue with Richie isn't necessarily the information. It's more the fact that McClellan was trying to fucking hide that from the defense. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Am I wrong?
No, you're
That's
right.
MTC.
And I've always thought, like, a lot of times when people confess to shit, they purposely leave shit out and they like give some truth.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's not to say Keegan doesn't have information. Maybe he does know. Maybe that's why he failed his damn polygraph. Maybe he's, you know, who knows? I'm just saying the story he's telling people probably ain't full 100% the truth. There's probably like fragments.
Mm-hmm.
And
but
you just can't trust anything that guy says.
And then they go around telling us that the onus theory is bullshit. It's a distraction, right?
Mm.
You know who didn't fail a polygraph test? Elvis's sister.
Correct.
Who he told he did some bad things in the woods, that he put antlers above a girl's head, that he tried to give her a blue jacket directly after the murders. He was trying to get rid of it. He also told her he did something bad. He was going away for a long time. That's better than any confession Rick gave. Sorry. It's just.
No, yeah.
Oh, and by the way, I'm still working on Ned and Elvis. They got some history, man. They got
really?
Some fucking history. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, there's a couple things I got to drive out to Muncie for.
Oh shit.
But I'll get them. It's just taking me time. I have a life.
Do we know if Richie has been saying anything else, or is that gone quiet? I hope it's gone quiet.
I don't know. Like, I'm not going to tell him to shut up. I'm not going to tell him to talk. I'm not going to say this, that, or the other. I mean, I might say be very cautious of the company that you keep.
Well, I'm worried that he'll be unusable if they can pull up clips of him not sounding consistent. You know what I mean?
I mean, if it could be corroborated, I think we'd have to probably lean on a lawyer for admissibility. You know, I don't want to speculate because, again, despite having my JD, my PhD, all that, I just don't know. But I think one of the things that is important from that entire thing is that like notes were written and I did not have a timeshare in Muncie. Jesus.
Hey, really?
If you have a timeshare in like Muncie or Kokomo, you've got a problem. I'll tell you that much. Shout out to Kokomo, not trying to be mean. Those very good bartenders, great pours. Thank you. Yeah. It's pretty much all I got.
That's all I got too.
Cool.
All right,
Great
guys.
live. Excellent live.
This was fun. I
Yeah,
love
so
you
it's fun.
guys.
It's fun.
Thanks everyone for coming in.
Hey, good displays with the guilty interrogations and then like comparing it to Rick's and
Thanks, thanks, buddy.
mapping it out. You did a better job than Gray Hughes, that's for sure.
Oh God, please. I'm gonna do like a little like YouTube how-to to Google Earth next time. We'll be very professional. It'll be beautiful. I have no idea what I'm gonna stream about on Friday, but I'll figure it out and I'll be there. And
I'll be modding.
Yeah, and then next week I'm gonna be starting coverage on the trial of Ibrahim Yazid in the death of Anaya Blanchard. So everyone come next week, check those updates out, and I love you all and bye.